So if you're trying to save money, you've probably felt it, right? That nagging feeling that something's just not working anymore. You do the responsible thing. You put money away, but it feels like you're on a treadmill that's slowly but surely going backward. Your savings just aren't really saving you. Today we're going to dig into why that is and then explore a completely new blueprint for what a modern savings account could actually look like.
All right, here's the game plan. First, we'll get real about why traditional savings are failing us. Then, we'll see how crypto has grown up from pure speculation to a potential savings tool. We'll break down the blueprint of how it actually works, talk about why this exact moment is a unique window of opportunity, and then wrap up with a smart, rational way to think about all of this.
Okay, let's start with a big problem. It's this quiet, almost invisible force that's just eating away at your hard-earned cash.
But before we even get into solutions, let's just step back for a second. Let's ask ourselves a really basic question. If we were to design the perfect savings account from scratch, right now, what would we even want it to do? What would be on our wish list?
I think most of us would probably land on these four things. We'd want a predictable return. We'd want to actually see and understand how our money is making money. No black boxes. It should be open to everybody. And this is a big one. We wouldn't want a bunch of middlemen taking their cut before we see a dime. The problem is the traditional system is failing on pretty much all of these fronts.
And this slide right here, this just perfectly shows the problem. Your bank statement might say your balance went up by, what, 1%? Yay! But what can you actually buy with that money? Well, after you factor in the real cost of everything, your purchasing power, your real wealth, is actually going down. You are literally getting poorer by doing the right thing.
So, while the old system was breaking down, this new technology was quietly maturing in the background. Let's look at how crypto has evolved from just, wild speculation into something that could be a foundation for a new way to save.
The first era of crypto was pretty much the Wild West. It was all about crazy speculation. But tech doesn't stay in that phase forever. Then we moved into a building era, where we got user-friendly wallets, real security, actual tools. And that's led us to where we are now, Era 3, where the focus has shifted from just trading to building real, decentralized financial systems that can actually generate income.
So here's the key takeaway. The whole conversation has changed. This technology is no longer just a casino. It's now a set of tools that lets us build a real, programmable, and totally transparent alternative to the very savings account that isn't working for us anymore.
So what does one of these new crypto savings accounts actually look like under the hood? Let's pop the hood and see how the engine works.
Okay, I know that sounds like a mouthful, but the concept is actually incredibly simple. It's a financial product where the rules aren't decided in some secret boardroom meeting. The rules are literally written in open code that anyone can read, and you and only you are always in control of your funds.
And what's so powerful about this is that each one of these properties is a direct answer to the failures of the old system. You hold your money, not a bank. The rules for how you earn are fixed in code. They can't be changed on a whim. You earn more of the actual asset itself, and anyone on the planet can look at the code and verify exactly how it works.
Let's use a project like Pulse Zen as an example to make this real. The whole system is designed to reward people who hold on for the long term. As people use the network, value is generated. A piece of that value gets automatically sent to everyone holding the asset, and another piece can get burned. Poof, gone forever. So what's the result? Well, you end up owning more and more units of an asset that is becoming more and more scarce. That's how yield is created, right out in the open.
Okay, this brings us to maybe the most critical part of this entire explainer. Why are we having this conversation right now? Why not 5 years ago or 5 years from now?
Well, the answer is that there are three incredibly powerful forces, three different conditions that are all coming together at this exact moment.
First, the problem is no longer a secret. We all feel it. Traditional savings just aren't cutting it. Second, the solution is finally ready for prime time. The tools are safe enough and easy enough for regular people to use. And third, and this is huge, the opportunity is still here. These new protocols built for saving aren't household names yet, which means that early adopter advantage is still on the table.
And that combination is just incredibly powerful. It creates what's called an asymmetric opportunity. What that means is the effort and cost to just learn about this stuff is really low, but the potential reward for being early to a whole new financial model is, well, it's significant.
Of course, let's be real. None of this is risk-free. A responsible conversation means we have to look at the big, obvious questions and tackle them head-on.
This is always the first question, and it's a completely fair one. I mean, we see the prices swinging all over the place. How on earth can we connect that with the idea of saving?
The key here is to learn to separate two different things. You've got the short-term price noise. That's just markets being markets. But underneath all of that chaos, you have the steady, non-stop engine of the protocol's mechanics. And in a system designed well, that engine is constantly working in the background, giving you more units of a supply that's shrinking. Over the long run, that powerful tailwind is designed to overcome the short-term turbulence.
All right, the next big one is technical risk. What if there's a bug in the code? This is kind of the crypto version of your bank suddenly going out of business.
But here's the crucial difference. Unlike a bank's secret books, this risk lives in open code that we can actually look at, and we can manage it. We do that by choosing protocols that are simple and have been checked by professionals. We look for ones that have been running without issues for a while, and we make sure there's an active community of smart people constantly trying to break it.
So, look, the right way to approach this isn't to just go all in. A rational saver sees this as a new tool to add to their financial toolbox. You start really small, with an amount you're totally comfortable experimenting with. You have to think in years, not weeks. You learn to watch the on-chain data, the actual health of the system, not just the daily price. And then you let the system do its thing.
And this really brings us to the final, critical question you have to ask yourself. The point isn't whether these new systems are absolutely perfect, because they're not. The point is to compare them to the alternative, an alternative that we know for a fact is losing you money every single day.
Ultimately, what this all comes down to is a choice. For decades, saving was passive. You just put your money in a bank and forgot about it. That deal is broken. Today, doing nothing is an active choice to lose your purchasing power. The alternative is to take an active role, to become a participant in a new system where the rules are clear, the mechanics are transparent, and you're in the driver's seat. It's a whole new blueprint for what saving can be.